Hey guys, it's Fo and I'm back with another video. I brought my guest back today. You guys already know her from the other video, but if you're new to this channel, introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Ivie. Okay. Wale recently did a Red Talk video, and pretty much he talked about how Nigerian parents aren't affectionate and how we don't realize how much of an effect it has on us until, you know, we're older, until we're like already dating, and you know, until like it's kind of late to realize that there's a problem. And we just thought it was interesting to talk about because it's like we're at the stage of realizing how not seeing affection in the households has played a major role on us as well.
So now we're gonna watch the video that Wale did. What is it called? On the
Red Table Talk.
Okay, on the Red Table Talk, and then we're gonna talk about it. Let's get right into the video.
Always gone. My father was always driving cabs, so a lot of it come from TV.
Right.
Hyper difference, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can watch Martin and try to understand what a relationship is like when you get older, and then you go home and you don't see your parents even hug, nothing. Honey, I'm home. What is this, honey, I'm home? I don't know this. I just see,
Right.
come home. It's like a business almost. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Any Nigerian person that's watching this right now understands, like, we love our parents. We love our parents to death. Do anything for our mothers, our fathers. We don't know the dynamic between both of them. We don't know. This dynamic, 3 generations at one table, no way it's gonna happen in Nigerian household. Like, we're not friends per se with our parents. I can count on one hand how many times I even heard them say I love you to each other, let alone me. But you know what, though? That's a huge thing because I didn't realize that until I turned like 28. I was like, yo. Now I understand why I have this like weirdness with, like, you know, trust and emotion and this.
I felt that.
I feel like I wanna cry right now. You
I
too?
felt that shit. You don't see my corner?
I know. No, I really see the tears in your eyes.
Nah, I felt that.
Yeah.
Alright, don't drag. You're dragging it.
You have to say about that one.
Wale pretty much said it. Like, I feel like, you know, growing up in a Nigerian household, you really don't see your parents hug. You don't see your parents kiss. You don't see hear your parents say I love you. You don't really hear or see those things growing up. So, like he said, most of what we see, like fairy tales, is like on TV shows. But to us, it's like, that's a myth. I never seen that a day in my life. We start to have problems with communicating. We start to have problems with showing affection. We start to have problems with just showing our emotions. We start to have problems with, you know, just very simple things that involve our emotions because we don't grow up in a household where showing your emotions is okay. So I know I had a lot of problems as far as how I relate to other people because of that. Like, I didn't relate to people well. And it wasn't because I didn't know how. That's really what it was. I didn't know how. I didn't know how to communicate. So anybody that knows me from before know, like, EVA, like,
oh yeah, she never hugged me. I said I love you, I love you, I love you, and even never said
like,
I love you back. I mean, she didn't do nothing back.
It was like, okay, like,
and I was like, why is she like this?
yeah,
like,
you know,
she not like me
and
as a
I
friend?
didn't even know what the problem was myself until I got older and I was able to understand, like, yo, like,
when you got into relationships,
yeah, when I started dating and stuff like that, friendships,
yeah.
and I started to realize the problem was that I just wasn't raised on affection. Like, I wasn't raised on the I love yous. I wasn't raised on the hug thing. Once I realized what the problem was, I was able to understand, like, oh wow, like, this is really a problem.
Yeah. So that's one way that the lack of affection you show your kids can affect you. So in my life, not sharing hugs with my parents or hearing the I love you to my friends or like people I'm dealing with, I tend to like
Crave it.
Yes, I crave it too much to where it makes people feel like they can't breathe. Like, I love you them to death. Like, I love you. I love you.
I love you.
I love you. I love you.
I get it.
Everything is I love you. Everything is a hug. Everything is mwah, mwah, mwah. Like, everything is that. So I think that it affects my relationships, especially people that I'm dealing with on a romantic level, because that can be too much and it just, you know, it can push them away. But what I want to say to parents or like the new generation,
do better.
Become aware of this and definitely do better.
And I don't think that they mean any harm by it. I feel like they just didn't grow up on the affection.
They didn't.
So like she said, I feel like the new generation of Africans like us coming in, we need to stop that cycle of not being affectionate, or even just as far as not being able to talk to your parents about things.
So do we actually like tell our parents like, Mom, I want you to hug me more. Mom, I want you to tell me I love you.
It's not going to be taken serious. It's going to be like, I beg, like, go and clean your room or go do something else. I'm trying to say, like, I feel like when it comes down to emotions, they are, for the most part, they are very emotionless, like extremely emotionless. So it was like going to them with your problems, depending on what the problem is sometimes not easy. We're at the stage where we need to be able to open up to our parents. We need to be able to talk to our parents to help, like, you know, guide us.
Way. So another thing I was gonna say is that like the affection and stuff, that's just one aspect of it, but I think another aspect is them having a relationship. Like, do you know my favorite color? Do you know what I like to do for fun?
Do you know your child?
Do you know what the career field I actually want to go into, and not the one that you want, which is the doctor, the nurse, the lawyer, the engineer? None of that. Do you know that I want to do makeup? Do you know I'm going to pursue a rapping career, and you're not going to tell me this and that? Like, do you know what the heartbreaks I've been through?
And I feel like when it comes down to like career choices and stuff like that, I feel like if the majority of Nigerian parents knew, like, understood their child, if they were able to like really have that relationship with their child and know their child, they'll be able to know how to push their child to reach the career goal that will better suit them. Because their child to reach the career goal that will better suit them. Because I feel like a lot of Nigerian parents is just like the generics, the ones that they think can make money. But my thing is, if you know what your child is good at, you can be able to push your child to the level that they need to get to in the careers that you think wouldn't make them that much money. You know what I'm trying to say? A lot of the times, a lot of like creatives, they don't have the support of their Nigerian parents, which kind of like, you know, belittles them, which kind of like makes them shy away from doing what they really want to do because they don't have the support from their parents.
For instance, like when you see these celebrities, a lot of them had their parents by their side to push them, which is probably why they reached the level that they wanted to reach from early. And what age did they make it? 14, 15, 16, 17, around those ages. In the midst of our parents telling us, do doctor, do this and that, and we're trying to get to where we're trying to go to, you're making your child take a longer route just to get to where they want to be. But if you were to support them from the beginning, they'll probably already
blown.
Exactly. And then, you know, in the end, they're always very happy. They're not happy during the process. But when you get there, they're very, very happy. So
serious, it's gonna be like, I beg, like, go and clean your room or go do something else. I'm trying to say, like, I feel like when it comes down to emotions, they are, for the most part, they are very emotionless, like extremely emotionless. So it was like going to them with your problems, depending on what the problem is sometimes not easy. We're at the stage where we need to be able to open up to our parents. We need to be able to talk to our parents to help, like, you know, guide us.
Way. So another thing I was gonna say is that I try to be understanding, because I know it can make people very bitter and angry, and there can be a lot of like resentment towards their parents. But I want to say, like, you shouldn't be bitter or angry towards them. I think that I try to be a little bit more understanding rather than bitter, because I know that that's not how they were raised.
Pretty much like a business. That was a very personal one to me, because it's that's like, even sad, yeah, that's very like, you know, to say that you feel like a marriage is like a business is like, why would you even think to use those words to compare? You know, like, why would you compare marriage to a business?
That's actually sad, because we would think that marriage is supposed to be for love. For our generation, we think about it as love. But what we talked about this the other day.
Yeah, we always have talks like this, and it's just like, yo, why not make a video about it, share how we feel.
Exactly.
But yeah, we had a conversation about it the other day.
What did we say what marriage was like back then?
Back then, it was just pretty much about support. Marry somebody that could support you financially. Marry somebody that could pay your bills. Marry somebody that could make sure you're good. Like, even if you don't love that person, as long as that person can support you financially, marry that person. That's why I feel like, yes, that we're still kind of in that day and age. Completely. Don't get me wrong, we're completely in that day and age. But I also feel like a lot of people are also marrying for love as nowadays. Well. Like, a lot of people are also exactly. We do care about love. A lot of people are marrying for love. But I feel like back in the day, it was strictly based on what the person could do for you, like what the person, like how the person can benefit you in the long run. You feel me? It wasn't financially. It wasn't really about, oh, I love this person, so let me marry them. It was a thing of, all right, whatever, you can support me in the future, so you know what, let me marry you, and then eventually I'll grow to love you.
And in the midst of that, I feel like that's probably another factor to
why they aren't so affectionate and stuff.
Why they aren't so affectionate, why there's no I love you. Yeah, a big factor is the fact that they didn't see that in their parents, so they're kind of just mimicking what they were taught.
Yeah.
But another factor is they didn't. I don't believe that they really married for love. When I see marriages that I see nowadays, I could tell that there's no love. Like, there's not really like deep love.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? I don't know, it sounds so bad, but I mean, we just
I feel like you can relate. Like, don't get me wrong, when it comes down to African parents, when it comes down to African parents, their meaning of love is, I provided for you. I gave for you. You know, like, I made sure you was good. I made sure there was a roof over your head. I made sure there was clothes on your back. I made sure your school fees were paid for. I made sure you had everything. And that's amazing. The thing with African parents is there's never a time that they will not make sure you're good. They always, I give them that, they always make sure you're good. But what I feel like is, like, there's two aspects. There's the financial aspect of raising a child, and there is a mental, physical, emotional aspect of raising a child.
And for me, sorry to interrupt, but for me, that financial stuff, it's alright, it's good, you know, thank you. But I think the spending time with me,
you're just
showing me
extra
attention and
emotional,
affectionate. Maybe I am bad emotional. That means a little bit more to me than the financial. I could go with clothes, the same clothes every day for 3 weeks straight. Like, as long as I'm getting that love, like, I'm gonna feel on top of the world. It don't matter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be fulfilled. I'm gonna be satisfied. You get what I'm saying?
It's just like, you know how they're having the whole unpopular opinions, like, blah 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 edition. They had an unpopular opinion Nigerian parents edition, and just I literally read the whole thread, and I'm just like, wow, we all live in the same exact household. Like, it's really scary. So what I would say to anybody that, you know, is dealing with the facts, or, you know, dealing with situations now that they lack emotion, they lack sympathy, any type of, you know, lack of any type of emotion at all due to, like, your parents not showing that affection, all I could say is literally just try to work on it. Like, tell your friends here and there I love you, hug your friends here and there, check in on your friends, like, you know, just little things like that, because I feel like it's easy said than done to say to them, go talk to your parents about it. But I'm not even gonna say that because I didn't even talk to my parents about it. You know what I'm trying to say? So I just started off with my second family, which is my friends. So if you have any opinions on this video, if you could relate,
comment down below.
Yes, comments. I want to know how my fellow Nigerians, fellow Africans in general, feel about this. If they could relate, what advice they would give. If it's like an older crowd, what advice you would give to the younger crowd as far as, like, how they should move forward or how they should work on their feelings, emotions.
Preach, baby.
Comment.
Preach, baby. Comment.
Best artist, best class, no be who collect extra. Give ladies ecstasy with our hands parties. Call it shots, but them know they get service when we come.